What is going on, everyone? This is live stream number 6 on this channel. Today we're switching up the time just a little bit, 5:30 p.m. on a Thursday. And I've been experimenting with different times, different days, and plus I just started working this past week, or technically last week on Thursday, Friday. But moving forward, I'll be picking an actual date and time. I know I keep saying that, but for reals this time, I will pick a date and time. I think Thursdays just generally work better for me around that 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m. time. And yeah, I will let you all know. And if you are tuning in on the rewatch or on the replay, today's topic of the day, as of yesterday, September 16th, it marks 6 months of daily YouTube videos. And I produced at least one YouTube video every single day for the past 6 months. And it's been a journey. So today I just want to talk about it and go through some analytics, pros and cons, and just give you my overall thoughts about the subject. So, hey Jess, how is it going? This is good for me. My bedtime is half an hour. I forget that you're on the East Coast or Central Time. No. Can you hear me? Is this working? I think it is. East Coast. Oh, that's right. East Coast. I always forget that there is a good chunk of y'all out there on the East Coast, and my bedtime is, I used to sleep at around like 8:39 p.m. as well. Oh, Boston. There are a lot of Boston folks out there. Boston, or who else is out there? I think Ryan Chang's out there. Sam L is out there. I think so. And yeah, I always forget that, it's just 3 hours ahead. And because I would definitely not watch, especially my videos that I come out with, because sometimes I publish my videos super late, around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that's 10 p.m. I'm like, I'd be asleep. Or even my live streams. My live streams, sometimes they can start around 6 p.m. and that's just a little late. What's going on, Jashim? New York. Thanks, Jess. Yeah, I have to catch everyone's on replay too, because especially in the past, I don't know, like 2 or 3 days, I've just been super busy with work, with training, with meetings and all that. And I haven't even got the chance to just comment back on people who are commenting on my video. So I am going through commenting and I was like, wow, how did I have so much time before? And I guess I didn't, because I'm all backed up now. And I usually don't like to wait more than 24 hours to comment back on someone's comment. But now it's getting to that point to where it's getting to the 2-day period and I haven't commented back. So I got to get on that, just squeeze out some time early in the mornings or after this. So cool. I'm watching the AM and I'm walking my dog. You're doing great. Don't worry. Everyone knows you're starting a new job. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's been exciting. The past week has been, it's just a lot of learning. The first steps of starting a new job, it's always a little bit exciting, a little bit nervous, because you're learning something new. And yes, my skills transfer from other areas, but it's everything's brand new. I have to learn the platform. I have to learn how they conduct business with my brokerage, and just like the ins and outs. And especially me going into a new industry with like real estate, it's learning the proper way to do things. What are the timelines? What are the time frames? But the good news is that it seems like my skills, at least from my previous jobs, are really going to transfer because it's at the end of the day, once you learn the platforms, once you learn how they conduct business, once you can get all that stuff down, with research and everything like that, and the scripts, then all of it is the ability to connect with people, and also the ability to, just stay on top of things, organization, because that's what you really want in a real estate agent, right? Someone that's going to get back to you, someone that's personable, someone that you can work with, someone who is going to be your advocate, your fiduciary. That's what we like to call it in the industry, to have your best interest in mind. So I'm glad that I am starting anew, but it's always a little nerve-wracking of, I feel like I'm behind, right? But given it's my first week, that's bound to happen. So I'm definitely excited to start, though, or I've started, and now it's just a lot of training and perfect timing, because they had like this 3-day seminar in which, it was an online seminar, and they had speakers, breakout sessions, and then they teach you a little bit about everything: SEO, lead generation, how to build a better book of business, motivation. They had guest speakers. Tim Ferriss actually spoke, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, because Gary Keller, he's also an author, but he's pretty well known in the business world or real estate world, and he's pretty successful. So he started Keller Williams, or one of the founders of Keller Williams, and he has those connects, and it's pretty cool to see Tim Ferriss on as one of the guest speakers. So I replied to your comment, but just in case it gets buried, you are the epitome of hardworking person, and I think you take pride on that. Honestly, I take pride in knowing you. Thanks, Jashim. I take pride in knowing all of you as well. And yeah, I think that's actually one of the things that I go for as well is, and I think we're speaking briefly in our group chat, is for me, it's a lot of this YouTube stuff is personal branding, and it's twofold. It's personal branding, so like daily YouTube videos, I work hard so that one is able to build my personal brand, but also it keeps me accountable. And the accountability factor is key for me, because I generally, I don't want to be a liar. I don't want to be known as that person. So once I say something, I'm definitely going to try my best to do it. It doesn't always happen. It depends on what that thing is. But most of the time, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And then, so for me, when I say, oh, I got to do daily YouTube videos, no matter what, then it kind of, reinforces and just keeps me accountable. So got this, Vince. Thanks, Jess. I'm listening, so I may not respond as I'm making dinner. Dinner, what are you having for dinner? Jashim asks, besides Gary Vee and Goggins, who are your top idols? My dad, for sure. I think he's also an entrepreneur as well. I'm not sure if I went too much into it in previous videos, but he moved over here from Vietnam and then started his own businesses with his family, like my aunts and uncles. So he's a pretty big hero of mine. But other than that, I would say if it was like online, just like people that I haven't met, like Gary Vee or Goggins, I really like Grant Cardone. I really like his vibe. I really like, who else do I really watch? It's honestly, a lot of it is just like Gary Vee and Goggins, but I'm also a big fan of Tom Bilyeu. Tom Bilyeu, he runs the, what is this podcast? Yeah, well, I forgot what his podcast is, but he's an ultra runner. He wrote the book. He has an ultra running book, but I really like his podcast. Impact Theory. I'm sorry. No. I'm getting my people mixed up. Tom Bilyeu is not an ultra runner. Tom Bilyeu is an entrepreneur. He is one of the founders and CEOs, or was the CEO of Quest Bar. Those Quest bars, those protein bars. He was the CEO of that. And he runs a podcast called Impact Theory. So Impact Theory is really cool. And then it's actually Rich Roll is who I'm thinking of. Rich Roll is the one, he runs the Rich Roll podcast, and he's also an ultra runner. So those two as well. So I really like both of their content, and they're kind of within that same sphere, right? So it's like David Goggins, Tom Bilyeu, Gary Vee, Tim Ferriss, who else? Tony Robbins. And that's kind of like that vibe, that I like, the work hard and go after and get after and everything is your fault. So I feel like if you listen to like one of them, you're most likely going to listen to like a couple other of those as well. Especially, I mean, it depends if you're in that space, in the fitness space or in the running space. You'll probably listen to Ritual, or you've definitely heard of Ritual before. So those two. What's up, Jeremy? How's it going? Baked salmon and Brussels sprouts. I'm making baked salmon for my girlfriend tonight. She asked me to cook her dinner, so I'm making her dinner. I do not eat salmon. I'm still a vegetarian, but that's what I'm cooking her. Diablo Hashcraft. Hey, Vince, what is your favorite restaurant in San Diego? My friend Diablo Hashcraft, my favorite restaurant in San Diego, I'm not sure what, I think you said you were in Del Mar, but my favorite restaurant is Tahini. So Tahini over by Claremont Mesa, kind of by Convoy area. So near that area, Claremont Mesa area, it's off of the 805, I believe. But that place is I forgot what kind of food it was. It's Middle Eastern food, but it's like kind of like fast food. It's not like a sitting down type of restaurant where you order, but Tahini is really good. They have like falafel bowls, they have like wraps. Obviously they have more than falafel. There's like chicken and not falafel, what is that? Gyros, right? And then it's so good. It has 5 out of 5 stars. So Diablo Hashcraft, I don't know if I can say your real name, but that's one of the best. And then also, I'm a big Mexican food person. And if you're ever down by San Diego State, and I think this is just more of it's more like a greasy food type of thing. Trujillo's is really good. So Trujillo's, they have what is that? So they have like different types of like specialty burritos. And basically a California burrito, if you haven't had one, it's really good. It's French fries in a burrito. So it's French fries, guac, sour cream, guacamole, and then you can pick your choice of meat. So steak, whatever, right? So I usually, when I wasn't a vegetarian, I would have it with steak. And then, so that's basically a California burrito. And that's already really good. But now you can put wrap it in a quesadilla, right? So now it's California burrito in a quesadilla, wrapped burrito style. And then if you want to go even further, you can put taquito in the middle. And then now you have a California burrito wrapped in a quesadilla with a taquito in the middle. And that is really good. It's probably my favorite thing over there. So Trios is really good too. And they have a lot of good restaurants. I should send you a list of my favorite restaurants. And yeah. So did you sign up officially for the 100 mile yet? Not yet, Jeremy. I will though. It's going to happen 100%. I should sign up for it in the next couple of days. But also it's because I haven't signed up for it because now that I started this real estate job, there's like a ton of things I need to pay for. And it's kind of insane. Obviously, it's like an investment in yourself. But next Monday, I will be charged $1,487 for my MLS fees. And it's a proration of my multiple listing service fees so that I can gain access. And then also there's a couple of one-time fees. And that's just for the MLS. I still have to pay for my insurance, blah, 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 blah. I think it's going to total around $2,500. I'm going to do a video in the future, but like first week of real estate, what can you expect? Or, first month as a new real estate agent, what, like how much money are you going to spend? Because that's also kind of what I've been holding off, but also the 100 miler, it's like, I think like $100. So it's not that bad. So I should probably sign up for it. What's up, Drew? Jess, yes, Tom Bilyeu, he's the man. Hey, what's up, bud? Dimitri, what's going on? I got that watch time even though I'm in class. Thank you, sir. I only listen to Ritual with Goggins. Yeah, Ritual has some pretty good ones as well. I definitely pick and choose which podcasts I listen to. I don't listen to all of them. And same thing goes for like Tim Ferriss or even like Jocko. I'm very selective in the podcasts that I like to listen to. The only person that like I listen to 70% of his podcast is Joe Rogan because I like the way he interviews and he also generally has really good guests. Plus I like a lot of his MMA stuff. So I like to listen to those podcasts as well. Drew said, in San Diego, the move is Hash House a Go-Go. Get the chicken and waffles tower. People love Hash House a Go-Go. I never really liked it. One, because I'm not that big of a breakfast person, to be honest with you. I can have one pancake and that's it. And I can't have more than one pancake. And I never really liked the whole chicken and waffles thing because with me, I like chicken. I like it with ketchup. Waffles, I like it with syrup. I don't like my chicken with syrup. So chicken and waffles, not my thing. Tahini, great. Yeah, you should definitely go there. Mexican is my absolute favorite. I could eat it every day. Yes, me too. I did eat it every day in college, and that was probably why I was 30 to 35 pounds heavier. Not sure how you feel about fries, but I would definitely try it. I'm telling you, Jess, when you come over to California, my treat, if you go down to the thing is, though, you have to get it down south. You have to get it down. I'll even Venmo you if I'm not there. I'll Venmo you. You have to go down to San Diego to get a California burrito because the ones up here, they're terrible. The one in Northern California, or even the ones in I think I had a couple in LA, but it's always a hit or miss. It's nothing memorable, but the San Diego California burritos are the best. I've eaten at Hash House Go-Go. SD has a lot of patio den. You listen to Joe Rogan with Miley Cyrus. I was surprised at how cool she was. I listened to the beginnings of it, but then I just didn't finish it. That's actually one that's on my backlog of listening to because I'm a fan of Joe Rogan and also Miley Cyrus, and it was pretty interesting the first 30 minutes too. So cool, perfect. So for all of you just tuning in, today's live stream, I will be talking about my 6-month journey of daily YouTube videos. I started this journey on March 16th. And so as of yesterday, it's been 6 months. And I'm just going to go over some analytics, live stream analytics, and also my review video analytics. I feel like I've had some pretty good success with the live streams and the review, especially the review videos. And shout out to Goku Runner, aka Jeremy. You're the one that pushed me, and I've seen some pretty amazing results for my channel. And then I'll be answering questions after the live stream, or not the live stream. I'll be answering questions that I have posted in the description. So with that being said, let's get into it. So this 6 months of being serious. I've had a channel since January of 2019, but 6 months ago, on March 16th, it was when I got serious. And then that was when I decided that, okay, I'm going to give this a shot, full-fledged Gary Vee style. And because he was saying, I listened to one of his videos and it inspired me to do the daily videos. He was coming out with daily V's, but he was like, you have to really give something 2 to 3 years of really hard work. And for me, I do want to hit the 2 or 3 years, but at first, let's take it one step at a time and let's shoot for 1 year, because what's likely going to happen is once I hit that 1 year mark, am I going to want to go to 2-3 days a week or 5 days a week? Probably not, since even then, once I get to that, it's like, okay, I've done this for a year. It's definitely become ingrained in me now, but also I don't want to break that streak, right? And with that being said as well, the only day that I skipped, because I did skip one day intentionally, was Blackout Tuesday. And I decided not to skip it because, with everything going on, it was my way of supporting just in a small way. So the only day that I skipped, so I have to put that in there just in case someone later on tells me you didn't do X, Y, and Z days in a row. So take that for what it's worth. And with the whole 6 months, so it's a little over 180 days or so. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of learning. Also, before I started the whole doing the daily videos, I was coming out with videos a couple times a week. I'd probably come out with 30 or 40 videos at that point. And even with the 30 or 40 videos, I was very sporadic with it. And because I was so sporadic, it always felt like every time I would shoot another video, or every time I would edit another video, it really felt like I was kind of starting over again, right? Because you don't get to practice the skill every single day. Though when you're doing it every day, or you have a set schedule, and it doesn't need to be every day. If you're doing it 3 to 5 days a week, you're constantly shooting, you're constantly editing, you're constantly making those adjustments, but also you're learning, you're growing, and then you're just practicing that skill. So it's going to sharpen. Whereas if if you're so sporadic with it, which I was very sporadic with it, I was so sporadic with it that it was 1 month I would make, 8 videos, so 2 videos a week. And the next month I would make none. And the next month I would make none. And then the next month I would make 3. And because I was so sporadic with it, it felt like I was never really in a groove to really sharpen my skills. But now that I've done videos for 6 months straight, it's like, okay, I know how to use my camera now. Okay, I know how to edit, and I edit fairly quickly as well. So, or at least in my standards, because I just clip everything together. If I'm doing my pull-ups, then I can do that pretty quickly nowadays too. But before, it was really, really slow. So my skills have just sharpened, and obviously that's going to happen because I've been doing it pretty much, or every single day for 6 months. And then, so that's one of the good things that come out of this. I feel that my skills have sharpened in this realm, which is, and maybe I'll just talk about it right now then. And it's cool because with my, as many of you know, I started as a real estate agent, working as a real estate agent in California last week. And then I had this whole seminar thing, the 3-day seminar, today and in the past 2 days. And one of the things is that there's this major shift in the real estate industry right now. And this was a large portion of the workshops and a large portion of the keynote speakers and just speakers in general. They kept saying or kept hammering technology, technology, technology. There's this shift in technology in which you need to start doing YouTube videos, in which you need to start doing live streams and need to do SEO, right? And they're trying, because they're speaking to 35,000 people, and there's 35,000 people attending this conference virtually. And so they're just trying to get this message out of, you need to be like shifting your focus, because what we did in the past in the real estate industry, you can't do it nowadays because with everything going on, you can't just go show an open house. You can't. I mean, and then a lot of people are comfortable with it as well, so it makes sense. And then now people are shifting to live streams. So live streams are very key for a lot of real estate agents, and they had workshops on that, just speaking about live streams and how good they are. And then you just need to get out there and do them. And I'm like, yo, that's what to like show a house nowadays. You can pay a videographer, but also to do the walkthroughs, what you can do beforehand is like you can just take a camera and then do the walkthrough yourself. And then that'll be the walkthrough. And then when you go live, you can play that video over like an OBS and then narrate as the live stream goes on. So it's kind of like a twofer, right? So it's one, you have to be able to use a camera. And I was like, yo, that's what I've been doing, what I have been doing. And I also have a GoPro. And also I'm also holding out on selling my gimbal, because I was going to sell my gimbal. But now I might not sell my gimbal, because what if I need to use it for walkthroughs, right? Because it's nowadays, in order to give those virtual tours, you can use a gimbal, and then you can do it all yourself. And I was like, I'm so glad that I started my YouTube channel and have been at it for 6 months, or like really, really at it for 6 months, because the skills are there, right? And especially it's reassuring that me going into the real estate industry, that's a good skill to have. And that's definitely one that I'll be utilizing. So it's kind of weird how this happened, right? It's like kind of just happened for a reason. And, but I'm glad that, I was able to sharpen my skills. A&W, no diet this time, because I ran 5 miles a day. And yeah, so with that being said, with the whole, so sharpening my skills, but also it's been a ton of fun, a ton of learning, but also it's good for my personal brand. And one of my goals for this channel, is to grow my personal brand, is to show you all the work that I'm putting in, day out. And we all know, as small YouTubers, how much work it is to make one video, right? And even though my videos aren't necessarily the best in terms of production-wise, it still takes time. And on top of that, now that I'm starting working, I'll be able to incorporate that in. So it's good for my personal brand, because it's like, oh, Vince, he's the grinder type of person. And then hopefully I seem genuine as well, because I definitely am. And I give you all everything, my thoughts, whatever questions that you ask, I'll answer. And I just try to be true and real, and I feel like it's building my personal brand. And that's, that's just another like cherry on the top. And it's all kind of overlapping too. And I just kind of go back to this like whole real estate thing, because they kept saying, I was basically asking them, because usually when you work for an employer, you'll have regulations or things you can't do, right? You can't talk about this, or you can't talk about that. But with cool thing about being a real estate agent in California is you can lead generate however you want to lead generate. Right? So for me, it's this can be a platform in which I use to grow my business, right? Because people say, oh, I kind of know Vince. He's a real estate agent, and even though I'm not in California, and this is a whole other topic, but he's very genuine. So if I ever do go to California, I have a resource there, right? Or maybe you live in Boston, right? And then you want to buy a house in Boston, even though, and this is something that I'm learning now, is that even though that I'm not over there, yes, I'm licensed in California, but I can find you like one of our top agents through Keller Williams and then link you with them. So I know that you're in good hands, because one, I'll get a referral fee. I think it's like 30% or something like that. But also I'm able to look them up on our website or whatever, and then they're like a 5-star rated person. So I know that you're going to get taken care of, and they can answer any questions that you may have, right? So, with this kind of whole wrapping back up thing, it's just good for my personal brand, and I feel like it'll definitely help me with my journey as a real estate agent as well. And with that being said, in terms of my growth strategy, though, it was very different in the beginning, because when I started this whole 6-month thing, it was probably a half a month in or a month in when I was making daily videos. But then I really wasn't growing that fast. I think I grew, at that point, I was really small, about 200 subscribers, 200 to 250. And I was making daily videos for about a month, and I grew 67 subscribers in 30 days. And I thought, that's amazing, right? But all I was doing was just coming out with daily videos. Since then, or a month in, I really pivoted my strategy to the support others until they support you strategy. And I've talked about this many times in a lot of other of my videos and my live streams, but that strategy only works up to a certain point, because now you're following a mass amount of people, and it's just too overwhelming to keep up with everyone. Not everyone is going to support you as much as you support them, and sometimes it's kind of like a glorified step for step, right? So we all kind of understand that what happens when we get to a certain amount of people. For me, I got to that limit at right around 1,000 subscribers. So after about 1,000 subscribers, I really had to pivot my strategy of growing, because with the support others until they support you strategy, the growth was really good. It was 200 subscribers, 300 subscribers a month. And for my channel, that was pretty good. But now that I've really had to pivot my strategy, I've only been getting about 80 to 100 subscribers a month. And granted, I am totally okay with that. I'm not, and by no means, like, I think for me, when I was less than 1,000, I was so worried about getting to 1,000. I was like, I just want to get to 1,000. Just want to get to 1,000. And you're kind of throwing things out the window, even when people told you, look, don't do that, right? But at the same time, I like the way that I did it, because I had to learn for myself. And two, I wouldn't have met like super cool people like you all in the live chat right now, or the ones that are constantly watching my videos or constantly supporting me. I wouldn't have been able to meet you all. But there does come its dangers. And I think I was just so worried about getting to 1,000. And then once I got to 1,000, I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't stop here. But at the same time, I didn't want to do that same strategy anymore, because it was already too overwhelming. Just keeping up with too many people. And every time I stopped going to my subscriptions page to watch people's videos, because it was too cluttered with things I didn't actually really want to watch. And so I've decided to clean it up since then and pivot my strategy. And my strategy now includes, 1 live stream a week, and then 2, 1 review video a week. And then all at the same time, it's ever evolving. And as it's ever evolving, my goal, or I really want to what was I trying to say? I really just want to come out with better content or more searchable content. So nowadays, whenever I have videos that come out, I at least on a per week basis, because with one live stream a week, that means I get to come out with 6 videos. Now with 6 videos, I really want at least 2 or 3 of them for the time being to be searchable content and to be evergreen content and people that can go back to it all the time. And now I'm shifting my strategy slowly. It's still not 100% there yet, but it's slowly starting to get there. And my goal right now, the strategy is more searchable content. And but the good thing, the pros and the cons about the searchable content is that the searchable content takes more planning. Sometimes it takes a little longer, whereas my daily videos, my pull-ups, and then I answer questions, I talk about whatever topic, those, yeah, they take a little bit of time, but I don't think they take as much time, and I'm so used to it, and it's pretty easy because I'm just doing pull-ups and then I'm just answering questions and I talk about whatever topic that I want to talk about. So in that sense, it's a little bit easier with the whole like daily vlogs, and I consider that my daily vlog versus more like searchable content with my reviews and with like my jiu-jitsu videos. I'm trying to aim more for those types of videos now, and so I'm slowly shifting the 7 days a week video. So 1 live stream, and then I might even soon be doing 2 live streams. I've been thinking about doing the second live stream being a workout live stream, and I just answer any questions that you may have. I don't know. It might be boring though because it's just me doing pull-ups, or I could deadlift, I could squat, whatever, and I can easily work up to an hour and a half with that. Though that's what I've been thinking. And then also in terms of moving forward, I have the 1 review video a week, and then also something else that I'm definitely going to incorporate is 1 jiu-jitsu video a week. And I'm working on a few jiu-jitsu videos right now. I have a collab video with Drew, if he's in the house, and then also Lynn Share. So they're going to be in a jiu-jitsu collab with me. It's not something that I'm working on, but once I get that first one out, that first jiu-jitsu video out, every week after that will be a jiu-jitsu video. And that's going to be a solely jiu-jitsu video. It's not going to have any pull-ups, any running, or any questions, right? It's just going to be that standalone, because I feel like with the standalone content, it's people come to your channel just for that. Because when people search up jiu-jitsu and then they come to my video and it's a like Q&A section or like my running stuff, it's like kind of doesn't make sense to them as a first subscriber or as someone first tuning in. So I've really tried to kind of make those transitions of making it the standalones type of videos. So that's just something just planned for the future. But I still do like the whole daily vlogs thing, because I feel like the whole daily vlogs, it's able to, 1, build my personal brand, 2, show you the work that I'm doing. And like, so I'm not a liar, and I'm like, yo, this is what I did today. I did these pull-ups today. I answered these questions today. So in the answering questions part, or it's twofold, a couplefold, right? So the first part is my workout, my run usually, and then also my pull-ups. And it's like, okay, he's doing pull-ups every single day. He's putting in work. So building the personal brand. And then 2, the questions, it's my way of providing value for my current audience. So for me, it's kind of that balance of both. So moving forward, I still want to incorporate those, even when I do get more searchable content on my channel, I still want to incorporate those daily vlogs, because those are kind of the most fun for me, just because I get to bring value to my current audience, right? And that was a mouthful. And wow, there are 18 people in the house. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate if you can give this video a thumbs up. Help with the algorithm, Yeah, so in terms of, those are just my thoughts. I'm going to go into the analytics right now. For the past 6 months, I've been thinking about using OBS too, but I don't think my computer is strong enough. So the last thing I want to do is go get on OBS, and then next thing you know, it's going to lag and stuff like that. So until I get a new computer, it seems like I'll just be live streaming just like how I am right now. But I'll talk through the analytics with you guys. So March 16th to September 16th, the views, 48,000 views. In terms of watch time, I have 2.5K hours. So overall, I'm at about 2.9K watch hours in the last 365 days. But since I've done this video, 2.5 out of those 2.9K hours are from the 6 months, right? And then also my subscriber count, it doesn't give me the exact number, but it says 1.1K. So plus 1.1K. So I had my channel since January of 2019. And 6 months ago, so I think it actually might round up. So it says plus 1.1K. But if you just take it at 1,100, as of today, I have 1,300. Right now, I have 1,301 subscribers. So 6 months ago, if you're taking the 1,100, I would have had only 201 subscribers. So with this 6 months, I've been able to gain that. So again, 48,000 views, 2.5K watch hours, and plus 1.1K subscribers in 6 months. In terms of my reach, 665,000 impressions. My click-through rate, 4.8%. My overall views, 48,000. And now I have the hiccups. Dang it. And those are my stats. Those are my stats for my channel for the past 6 months. And I feel that that's pretty good. I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to, right? So I don't know if that's good, that's bad. This is just what I'm going through. And in terms of my top 10 videos, I'll give you my top. Yeah, I'll give you my top, not like necessarily my top. So my number 1 video is I ran 10 miles a day for 30 days. I made that back in April. That one has 5,458 views in the last 6 months. My second video is my BJJ White Belt Chronicles, and that has 3,862 views. But the watch time on that is 5 minutes and 22 seconds average watch time, which is 43.8%, whereas I run 10 miles a day for 30 days. It's a 25% watch time at 302. My next couple of videos are jiu-jitsu. Like I have a lot of my jiu-jitsu videos are here. And then also my small YouTube videos. Out of the 10, I have 2 small YouTuber videos. That was 3 main things I did to grow 467 subscribers in 30 days. And then my other one was small YouTuber, what I did to grow 467 subscribers in 30 days, part 2. So that was part 1 and part 2. So both of those did really well for me. So the small YouTuber type of videos tend to do well for me. And then also my Nike Peg 37 impressions, my Nike React Miler impressions, and then my Garmin Forerunner 235 video. So those 3 videos are 6, 7, 8. But with that being said, number 6 was my Garmin Forerunner 235 video. That video I made less than a month ago. And that's already number 6 overall. So, but that goes to show the power of just searchable videos, right? So searchable videos, in which I'll get to in a bit as well, into the statistics, but it's just so powerful. So powerful. Yeah. And let's get over to the chat right now. I'm going to speed through this as much as I can. All right. Did you listen to Joe Rogan, Miley Cyrus? Okay, got that. How do we know you don't use the same clip every? Jess, I think about that all the time. I think about, okay, what if people think that I'm lying and then using the same clips? But that's always why I try to do different numbers, right? So sometimes I'll do like, as you've noticed, the last video that I did, I think I had 4 times 33. But the week before that, I did 32, and the week before that, I did 31. So I always try to up it just a little bit. So if someone says something like, hey, how do I know that you're not using the same clips? Well, 1, I'm wearing different clothes. And then 2, I'm doing more pull-ups, more or less pull-ups in those given sets. But honestly, you could probably say that I could be lying too. So conspiracy. That's funny because his back exploding with muscles. I think my back exploding with muscles is just because I'm I'm lean. I mean, if you're lean, your muscles are gonna pop out no matter what. Just got home from a 12-8 win football. Nice, Brad. They're playing with the daily vids. Thanks, Brad. I just bought a condo and understand how much help my real estate agent helped us negotiate for property. She was my filing papers morning, noon, and night. She was definitely earning her commission. Yeah, I think there's value in obviously a real estate agent because one, I am a real estate agent, but because you can sell, you can do for sale by owner, but there's a lot that goes into it, and with the given resources, with the MLS, the multiple listing service, we can see what properties are selling, what properties aren't selling. We can see these just certain statistics that we have, and there's just a lot of things that you need to take into consideration. Things like, okay, the easiest thing is, okay, what property has sold in your neighborhood, and how long was that ago, and then you kind of use that. It's a sales comparison, right? So that's like one of the key ways to see how much your property is worth, because that's obviously, if your next door neighbor sold a house and it's exact identical, then you'll know that. But it's a lot more than that, because if you're selling by yourself, it's hard to, okay, how do you find that out, or where do you start? Or there are just a lot of forms and disclosures that you have to do, and that you should understand, or even insurance or anything like that. So and usually real estate agents, one of our jobs is to not only be your advocate, but they're negotiating for you because they have your best interest in mind. We have to negotiate for you. So even for me, I'm so glad that I was a recruiter for about 3 years, because as a recruiter for 3 years, I learned how to negotiate. And that's one of those skills is they don't teach you that in the book. So whenever you're working with a real estate agent, one, you want to make sure that they're organized, but not only organized, but you want to make sure that they know how to negotiate, right? Because they're going to be negotiating the price for you. So I digress, but hey Vince, hello Francis. Honestly, but I want to come natural. It's seriously cool to have gotten so many cool people. What's up, Ready Reg? I'm glad you found me. Hate when that happens. Searchable content should pay dividends. I think that's a big help with Casey Neistat's vlog. I'm going to scroll down. Jiu-Jitsu technique videos are evergreen content. I agree, Diablo Hashcraft, but I am a blue belt just like you. And cool thing is that hopefully I'll be working with Coach B, my jiu-jitsu head instructor and the owner of where I'm at, to make a couple of videos here and there. And he said he was down for it. So I just have to take advantage of that and hopefully get you all some jiu-jitsu content. But for me, I would hate to put, hey, you should learn jiu-jitsu from a blue belt, because a blue belt, you're basically a 3-year-old trying to teach other people English. And I wouldn't learn English from a 3-year-old. Probably not 3-year-old. Yeah, 3-year-old. Yeah, that's what I said. The likes. Loving the new strategy events, the mix of personal vlog and searchable content. Thank you. What's your RAM, Drew? I have no idea about computers, so I don't know. StreamYard is good. Fix the internet. Yeah, I got to get on the streaming apps that help. MacBooks are expensive, but definitely worth it. Yeah, I have a MacBook Air right now. Yeah, the thing is, I cheaped out and I got the 128 gig because I was like, what am I gonna need this for? Like I'm just gonna use this for school. This was when I was back in school. I actually bought this in Japan, this laptop in Japan, because my MacBook broke over there. What's good in realistic click-through rate? That's a good question. I don't know. Everyone's a little bit different. Honestly, it largely, in my experience, depends on the video, obviously, and then the content, but also the title and thumbnail. And I'll give you an example. My Garmin Forerunner 235, I'll go through it in a little bit, but I think that has a really high click-through rate because it's a very searchable video, right? So, but usually for me, it's at 5%, which is, I think, pretty low. 8 to 12% I've heard is like pretty good. All right. PC. Do you think, okay, time trial running, do you think you would ever make a second channel about real estate? It's a super good niche. Yeah, I think I've went back and forth about making like another channel, but also at the same time, do I need to make another channel? Can I just incorporate it into my own channel? Because I don't do anything that is NSFW, right? I don't talk about anything that's crazy, super crazy. And I mean, besides my whole shirtless back pull-ups and stuff like that. So I don't know. I've been thinking about it, but at the same time, I think, you know, I think this YouTube channel can work well for me in terms of building my real estate business, because if you see how real I am, because my plan is also to incorporate one real estate video. I didn't mention that earlier, but incorporate one real estate video every single week, because as a new real estate agent, I'm so new that I'm learning. It's like, I think it'd be cool. I mean, at least in my own head, of a weekly thing of what I learned this week or what happened this week, right? And just incorporate it into my vlogs, so that you could see a real life real estate agent go through what it's like to be there, especially at the beginning, because I'm not going to be able to have this again later on. So I think that could be valuable, but I'm not banking on it. But I think that if I were to be true and keep doing what I'm doing, that people will naturally gravitate towards me and want to work with me, because they can see how genuine I am. And then once you kind of work through my videos, you'll see, okay, like, yes, right now I'm still really new as a real estate agent, but there's also a lot of skills. Like, once I learn the like appropriate time frames, once I learn the market, once I have that all down, I'll be good to go. Because one thing that some real estate agents don't have is the recruiting background that I have. And with the recruiting background, as I just mentioned, I'm used to just negotiation, right? And that's a large part of it, negotiation, not just saying yes, saying no, you know, and being detail oriented, being, you know, so I think, I don't know, I kind of going back and forth, but I'm probably going to stick with just this one channel. Thanks, Jess, for coming. All right, I think I'm a little almost caught up. I don't think we have to teach BJJ. You can talk about your experience or talk about what you learned in your move. Yeah, I agree. Like, for me, and I agree with Jashim. It's like, I don't have to talk about a certain move, or actually, this is just my general thought process in general, is wherever I'm at in my life, because I'm so new with jiu-jitsu. I'm actually a fairly new ultra runner as well. I'm also a new real estate agent. There is value that I can give from the perspective of where I'm at, right? So the reason, and then case in point, my jiu-jitsu white belt videos do well, because it's hard to say, like, or when you watch a video, like, as a jiu-jitsu practitioner and you're a white belt, and then a black belt is giving you advice, and it's because they're so far ahead of you, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I should definitely listen to the black belt, but if you have another white belt that's kind of going through that same thing as you are, in that same experience, in the same realm, and then a lot of times the white belt is saying the same thing as the black belt, but it's comfort in knowing, okay, they're struggling with the same thing that I'm struggling with, or I'm not the only one with that question, or they can just empathize or empathize. So I think that's where the value comes in. Yeah, cool. My man, changing people's lives. What's going on, my brother? Better late than never. What's up, Steven? How's it going? Yo, fam, what's up? Husky Runner. I think I have that same exact jersey, Vince. No kidding. No kidding. It's a David Beckham jersey. I've had this jersey for 15 years, and it's still one of my favorite jerseys. I wear it all the time because it's like really cool. All right. I'm caught up with the live chat now. So, and then now I'm going to go into just the analytics of, to talk a little bit more about the live streams, and then also the review video analytics. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. If you do me a favor and do that, I would really appreciate it. Cool. All right, let's start with the, I guess, boring stuff first, because I think the review videos are a little more interesting. So start with a live stream. So Livestream Analytics. So I've had 5 live streams. This is now my 6th live stream. The first live stream I had was July 26th. And that was obviously 6 weeks ago. So I've had 6 live streams. So obviously I've done 1 a week. So I've had 6. So I've stayed pretty consistent with it. And my first live stream got, actually, doesn't, It's weird because I'm looking at the analytics right now and it says I only have 59 views, but I know for a fact that I have more views. But I think what the live stream does is that there's the views for like during. So usually during and then like sometimes after. Okay, so let me go to. Okay, here's better. Because for some reason when I click on the analytics on my first live stream, it says I have 59. But in reality, in views, it says 155. So I don't know why it does that, but and you'll notice if you've ever done a live stream, the analytics aren't live like how the videos are. They take 24 hours to update. So yeah, it's weird. So when I click the analytics, it says I have 5.7 watch hours, but I know that's not true. Actually, let me grab my phone because my phone has the analytics correct on my phone. So 1 second. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. All right. So first live stream, I had 105 views. In terms of my watch hours, I had it says I have 8 minutes of watch hours, but that's not true. Okay, technical difficulties. Okay, this is stupid. Sorry, y'all. All right, I'll go to my second live stream. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Okay. My second live stream, it says I have 297 minutes of watch hours. So only 5 hours. I think YouTube did this thing where they started cleaning up a bunch of stuff, right? And everyone's losing subscribers. Everyone's losing this and that. But usually I'll have about 10 to 15 hours per live stream. And that's usually what I've been at. But like, okay, for some reason, the first 2 analytics aren't good because the first 2 analytics, it said I had 8 minutes on my first video. And then on my second video, it said I had 297, but that's not true. But if I go to my third live stream, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, if I go to my fourth live stream, it says I have 2.3K minutes, I'm sorry. So that's about 40 hours, right? So divide that by 60, right around 37 to 40 hours. 37, 40 hours. So I'll just use the past 2. So 2.3K watch, 2.3K minutes for my second to last one. And then my last one had 1.2K. And then with the 1.2K the one that I did last week, it had 99 views. And then 2 weeks ago, it had 2.3K. So 155 views. And I think the reason why is that kind of deconstructing my live streams and what went well and what didn't. I think, in my opinion, and from my own analysis, it's from topic. So when I didn't bring a topic at all, like last week, super low watch time, and the views reflect that as well, because yes, it was the newest video because last week, because all the other videos have been there a little bit longer. But usually with live streams, it's either you watch it at that moment or you don't, and then it'll drop off. You don't. I rarely get a lot of views, any views after the first 7 days or so. So with that being said, live streams, they are great for watch hours, watch time, but there are ways to better your live streams and to make it more engaging, to make it more so that you can get better watch time. So always bring a topic and then always bring a few questions and fillers. I always try to aim for about an hour or so. And then the topics that do well for me, out of the 5 live streams that I have done, the ones that have done well in terms of watch time and views are small YouTuber based type of content. And I think that serves for me because I'm kind of that like small YouTuber. Everyone always kind of asks me questions, daily content, stuff like that. So I think I've kind of built this micro niche in my channel of being a small YouTuber. Like people always ask me those type of questions and want to know my analytics, right? So with that being said, lessons learned, just make sure that I bring a topic, a good topic. Doesn't even need to be anything too crazy, but on last week I said answering questions, and I think that was way too broad. So I should have done a little bit better job than that. But also I do a terrible job of marketing my live streams. If you can market it a few days sooner, the better. I always say I'm going to go for 2 days. So usually when I come out with a daily video, I'll go, okay, I'm going to have a live stream in 2 days time. But then 1 day before I say, okay, here's the topic. And then on that 1 day before, I should post something in my community section. But as you all notice, I post thumbnail, or not thumbnail, just like a picture of the live stream and the notes, or, like, hey, I'm going to have a live stream tonight. So I should do that a lot sooner. So if I could do my live streams, or just moving forward, just some good notes, do that promotion side. If you have a communities tab, use the communities tab probably 2 days before. And then also have a good thumbnail, description, everything like that. Cool. But I think if you're looking for live streams, if you're thinking about doing live streams, highly recommend, just because not that they're so easy. It just depends on you. But for me, I found like I've already been talking for right around an hour now, and I still have a lot to talk about because number one, I make sure to bring good topics that I can go on and on and on about. And usually you'll kind of like, I don't want to stretch it, but how I am, just because I'm a talker, it kind of just ends up going for a long time. So with the live streams, you're only going to help your channel, and it's a lot less work, as I've said before, because after I'm done with this, all I got to do is change the thumbnail. I just got to update the thumbnail and then put the new thumbnail of like no longer like tonight. It'll say live stream, and then it will say, 6 months of being on YouTube or something. So it's really easy, a lot less work, especially for me as a daily vlogger or a daily YouTuber. It's a lot less work, and that's why I'm thinking about doing it twice a week. All right, and then let's get on with the next subject is the review videos. So I started doing review videos. I've only done the review videos so for 4 weeks. This is the 5th week. I'll be coming out of the review video probably Sunday. So I've done 4, and the first one that I did was my Garmin Forerunner 235. I've done a Garmin Forerunner 235, my Aeon running vest, my Fitbit Ionic, and then also my running hat, my Nike running hat. And I am telling you, and Jeremy told me, aka Goku Runner, is that the review videos do really well. If you can do review videos on, number one, something around your niche, obviously, right? So like for me, fitness, or even as a small YouTuber, if you do just like on like gear, right? It's only going to help, and it's evergreen, and people, you never know what people can search. But from what I've noticed is, obviously my Garmin Forerunner 235 video, it's been there the longest, but the next one, and it's usually like about 7 or 8 days later, my Aeon running vest, and then my Fitbit Ionic was 2 weeks ago, and then last week was my running hat. But with my Garmin Forerunner 235, I think it's been doing really well. Right now it has 847 views, 60 watch hours total. And then in the past 48 hours, it's had 89 views. 89 views. And out of those 89 views, 84.3% were YouTube search. Right? So actually, if you go and search Garmin Forerunner 235, this is the second video that pops up. And this video is killing it for me. And it has an insane, not insane, I'm sorry. It has a very good audience retention. So when I first started out with this video, I think I was at 3 minutes. So this video is about 11 minutes long, 10 minutes and 57 seconds. When I first came out with this video, I think I was at 3 minutes and 40 seconds average watch time. And usually I'll get an influx of viewers because it's the people who are my super subscribers following me, you all in the live chat right now. You all gave me that longer watch time. But in the past, since it came out, so it's been 25, 26 days since it came out, it's the new people that are watching it for longer and longer. And then now the audience retention is 4 minutes and 16 seconds, which is 39% of the whole video, which is really good for me. 39% retention is like super. I'm telling you, like there were days when it would give me 50 views a day, 60 views a day. And it's just I think about it as like interest, it's like I made that one video, and once I came out with this video, I realized how powerful the review videos really are. And especially, so here's a caveat though. Okay, and then actually I'll say this a little bit later. But so the Garmin Forerunner 235 video did really great. In terms of impressions, 6.5K. Click-through rate, 10.6%, which is very good for me. 60 hours and 416 average. And then I'll move on. So the week after, that was 4 weeks ago. The week after, I did my Aeon AG running vest. My Aeon AG running vest, not as many views, obviously, because the vest itself, it's not like a super popular vest, but it has 262 views, 8.3 hours. And in the last 48 hours, it's had 23 views. And so 23 views. So usually I will say this, is that when I come out with my daily vlogs, the views die out after about 7 days, 7 to 10 days. There's absolutely no views, no watch time, nothing on those types of videos after 7 to 10 days. So this video was from 4 weeks ago. It had 23 views in the past 48 hours. Yes, 23 views in the past 40 hours, not a ton, but it's better than absolutely zero. And that's 23 hours and 23 views in 48 hours. So if you multiply that by 3 or 3.5, right, 7 days a week, then for that video, I'm consistently getting per week 80, not 80, yeah, like 80-ish views. That's pretty good. And that's residual. It keeps coming in. In terms of Aeon AG running vest, impressions 2.6K, click-through rate 7.6. So overall, this is still a pretty good, decent video. It's giving me views still every single week. And then my Fitbit Ionic. So with my Fitbit Ionic, I was super excited to make this video. And this was 2 weeks ago. So it's only been out for about a little less than 14 days. I'm super excited to make this video because I was like, all right, I'm finally going to make this. I'm stuck with the review videos. I'm finally going to make this video. And then when I went to go search the Fitbit website, Fitbit Ionic nowhere to be found. They discontinued the Fitbit Ionic, and I was like, dang it. Well, if I do a video now, is it still going to be worth it? It's going to be, like I missed my opportunity. But I made the video anyways, and the video is 8 minutes and 30 seconds. In terms of the views, 205 views so far, and 11 hours watch time. In terms of the reach, 2.2K. The click-through rate is 6%, and then in the last 48 hours, this Fitbit Ionic video has 53 views. 53 views on this Fitbit Ionic video, and it's sold like they don't even make it anymore. So 53 views out of those 53 views, 88.7% on YouTube search. So people are still searching Fitbit Ionic. So if you have like an outdated piece of equipment, like let's say the Garmin Forerunner 35 or 45 or whatever it is, if you have an outdated piece of equipment, people are still buying it on eBay. People are still buying it on Poshmark. So it's still very valuable to make these types of videos. I wish I would have just made it sooner. I don't know why I didn't make it sooner. But this video, I think it'll keep, if it keeps going the rate that it's at, then it'll be good, right? Because again, this video was from about 14, about 10 days ago, 10 to 12 days ago. But in the past, 40 hours, 53 views. If it keeps getting me, 53 views divided by 2, 26, 27 views per day, it'll keep building that watch time and views, obviously. Because with my normal vlogs, if you go and look at my channel, kind of like my normal vlogs usually stop out about like 150. 150. If it gets up to like 180, that's pretty good in terms of views. But this one's already at 205, and it's just raking it in. And my last one is the review, my running hat, 109 views, 3.2 watch hours, the reach 1.3K, 5% click-through rates. But I will say this, with this running hat, the video is only 4 minutes long, 4 minutes and 32 seconds. So with that being said, review videos, I think so. And then also on the running hat video, 22 views in the past 48 hours, 72.7% are YouTube search. That YouTube search, because so you know that I'm doing it right, because what did I title, like Nike Airbill Tailwind review, and then I also make sure to do the tags and also the description. But I'm telling you, at least in my opinion, in my experience, the review videos will only help. Do the review videos. They are absolutely killing it, and I think they'll pay dividends in the future as well. And there's not even the reviews; it's searchable content in general. Because as I mentioned with my 6 months, my very searchable content, my #1 video is I ran 10 miles a day for 30 days. I did that back in April. My next video is BJJ White Belt Chronicles. I made that in January 2019. Still to this day, it's just evergreen content. My next video, BJJ, the journey from white belt to blue belt, right? 2,586 views in the last 6 months. So, and then for me, like just mental notes, whenever I'm making these, and I know it's going to be a very searchable video, try to make it a little bit longer, right? Try to make it, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. That's pretty good, because people they want to know. That's why they're going to your channel to search that video. If you can make it longer, better. I wish I could have made the Nike Airbill Tailwind video a lot longer, but I mean, I didn't have much to say. It's like a really small hat, and I had to say it's only 4 minutes. But that's just something in mind for me. Or with the review videos, jump on things early. So and this is a lesson for me, is that when there's a new trend and topic, do it quickly. For example, I didn't do this because I didn't want to spend the money, but the GoPro Hero 8, the display mod just came out like 2 days ago. And it already sold out, but I had the option of buying it, but I didn't want to buy it because I was like $80. I don't want to pay $80 for that. I have like so much to spend, with my real estate stuff. So I didn't end up buying it, but if I had the cash, if I had the money, I would have bought it. And then you could do a review video of that right away, because that's the hot new thing. And you're going to get a ton of views, even more than you would normally get once the market or YouTube is saturated with that review video. So, or like when the Nike Peg 37s came out, think about who had those first videos. If you could be one of those persons, so when the Nike Peg 38s come out, I'm definitely pre-ordering it, and I'm definitely like 1 day shipping. Like the 1 day shipping or 2 day shipping is worth it, because you'll get that shoe right away. You can do the review video right away. And then you can do the first impressions video. You can run in it, and then luckily I'm an ultra runner, so I can put 50 miles on it pretty quickly, and then I can do after 50 miles or after 100 miles, because those videos tend to be popular too. But jumping on those things quickly, especially if they're big name items, and then that's something that I wanted to say was, with that being said, with the 4 items that I reviewed, it was the Garmin Forerunner 235, the running vest, the running hat, and also the Fitbit Ionic. one of the reasons why the Garmin Forerunner 235 did so well was because it's a highly searched item. The Aeon AG running vest, even if I made it a super killer video, not many people buy that vest. But if you do a Solomon vest, if you do a Canon M50, or whatever it is, like, because this watch is very searchable. So from a runner's perspective, like, this is one of the go-to watches. So just looking, kind of taking a bird's eye view, is like, that makes sense. So the hotter the item is, the more likely that people are going to view your videos, right? Obviously. So if you have like a Rode Mic Go, or like one of those like super hot, those Movo mics, right? The shotgun mics, those have a ton of reviews on Amazon. So people are going to search it up. So yeah, and that ends my rant on just stream and review analytics as well. So, all right, time to catch up on some of these comments. Everyone, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it if you did. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I think I already looked up these. All right. Who's catching the game right now? Don't tell me the score. I got mine in London. I haven't seen it. Yeah, actually, I think my cousins in London gave me this, or gave it to my brother, and I stole it from my brother. Was there a specific area topic in real estate studies that you found more challenging? I feel like there's so many intricacies to being an agent. Not necessarily. I think it was just all good general information. It took me a while to learn. I mean, for some reason, it was the whole joint tenancy and tenancy in common. For the life of me, I couldn't get. I was like, okay, joint tenancy in common. What is that? What is that? I knew the difference, but I didn't know because I kept getting them mixed up for some reason. But once I actually sat down and studied, it breeze, right? So joint tenancy in common, joint tenancy, they say TTIP, you have to have, time. Dude, I already forgot. I'm sorry. You're putting me on the spot. So it's time. It's, okay. I'm a terrible real estate agent right now. Let me write it down. You have to take contract all at the same time. You have to interest, so all the same interest. Possession, you all get equal possession, so all at the same time, and then also the same contract. So I forgot what the other T stands for, but it's time, title, interest, possession. See, had it in me. All right, what's good, Vince? Sorry, I'm late for the Zoom call for an organization. No problem, Kiara. Thanks for coming. Curious how much money you have invested into your YouTube channel so far with equipment, resources, and time. HV Tran 2, in terms of how much I've invested into my channel, definitely a lot of time. Time more than anything. In terms of the equipment that I use, so I have a Canon M50. That's my main. Also with that, I have a Rode Mic Go. So that in itself, I forgot how much the Canon M50 cost. I think it was like, what, $450? $450 plus I bought a lens. The lens was $400. I have a Canon lens 11 to 22 millimeter. So that in itself, my camera rig, all that, probably close to, because I have like I have 2 tripods. I have a mini tripod. I have a GoPro Hero 8. I have a GoPro Hero 8 Media Mod. I have 2 softbox lights. I think all in all about, I don't know, $1,500 to $2,000 probably, money-wise. Also, I have Final Cut Pro. I think I paid like $300 for that. So maybe around $2,000. But at the same time, this was over the years. So I had a Final Cut Pro even before I started. I think even before I started in 2019. So I bought these over like probably like a 3-year period. a 3 to 4 year period, not 4, 2 to 3 year period, I bought all of this. I didn't buy all of this at the same time. But if I had to go back, there are a lot of luxury items. I will say that. A lot of luxury items. I don't need the GoPro Hero 8. It's just good to have. I bought it and I barely use it. I definitely should use it a little bit more. I ended up buying a Amazon tripod, and then I didn't like the Amazon tripod, but I kept it anyways. And then I bought a new like better tripod that was like $60. Don't cheap out on the tripod, by the way. If you do get one, especially if you're going to use it outside, don't cheap out on the tripod. But all in all, probably about two grand. All right. Whoa, okay, an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna go through some of my questions and then call it a day. I have a couple questions from the description. First question comes from Jashim. Jashim asks, what would make you toss a resume? So for those of you who don't know, I used to work as a recruiter. I used to work for a healthcare staffing agency, and then 2, a management consulting firm. In terms of so I reviewed a lot of resumes and rewrote a lot of resumes and everything like that. In terms of what would cause me to toss a resume, so the 2 jobs that I had, it was 2 very different how I viewed resumes and how I would toss resumes. I had preferences. So the management consulting firm, you need to have a good resume. Like the format needs to be good. Everything needs to be on point with the resume. Not everything, but it needs to be a lot nicer. Whereas when I worked with the healthcare staffing agency, it was, yes, the resume was important, but it wasn't as important because when we were hiring nurses, because we were a healthcare staffing agency. So they would work for us and we would send them out on assignment. So the employer generally, most of the time, didn't really see their resume. And if they did, and if the resume was ugly, then we would rewrite it for them. And with that being said, it's kind of 2 different mindsets when I was viewing resumes, because coming from a nurse standpoint, from an agency standpoint, all they needed to have was the skill. Like, did you work in the ER? Did you work on the like the PICU, the NICU? That whatever it is, do you have that experience? Okay, you have 2 years of experience. The experience was the important portion of the resume. It wasn't, oh, your resume needs to be really nice. But generally speaking, if you were working in the ER or like higher level nurses, you're going to have a nice resume. But there were some that didn't, and we're just like, okay, your resume is all jumbled up. I can barely read it, but you have the skill set. Okay, that's all I need is the skill set, and then I can place you. And then we would just rewrite the resumes for them. Whereas the management consulting firm, because professionalism is something that we took very, like, you needed to have professionalism, and a resume says a lot about you. A resume says a lot about a person, right? If they're organized, if they're professional, not to say that if you don't have a resume or a nice resume, that doesn't make you professional, but it usually goes hand in hand. A nice resume goes a real long way. But if I had to be strict about it, and if I was hiring for my own firm, or whatever business that I had, I would automatically toss out misspellings. Misspellings, if you have misspellings, gone. Bad formatting. I hate bad formatting. Have a nice format to your resume, right? And those are the 2 things that are like those are musts. Like, if you have terrible formatting and if you misspell, automatically no. And then I'll have a tier down of peeves. I have like peeves when it comes to resumes. Right? Peeves. I personally don't like it when you have a picture. I think it's a little weird, but that might be the new school, right? Pictures in the resume. Also, consistency with dates. If you're going to spell out November, like November, and then on your next one down, you put an abbreviation of December, DEC, like, come on, keep it the same. Like, keep it the same. Or if you go November 2019, and then on one of your other dates, you go 7/15, like July 2015. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like keep it consistent. So not just the dates, but just keep the overall consistency of your resume. And well, I mean, that's just my biggest pet peeve. And this goes back to bad formatting too, right? Because there are levels of bad formatting. And if you don't indent right, everything should be kind of within its own zones, and there should be good formatting. Goes a long ways. Okay, cool, perfect. A couple more questions. Aside from decluttering, reselling, do you have any other side hustles? From Ryan Babbs. Most of my side hustling is decluttering, reselling. I actually just sold something on, what is that called? Poshmark. So that's more so my main side hustles. Have you ever used a headband or visor? From Ryan Chang. I have not used a headband or visor when I'm running. I thought visors were really cool when I was like in 6th grade, and I really wanted a visor, but I would never wear a visor nowadays. I just wear a regular hat. It just tends to work better. And I wore headbands before, but not as exercising. I feel like with headbands, they really just, tight on my head, and I don't like that. And I know, Drew, you mentioned, I forgot what's it called, but it's kind of like a headband thing. But I might get one of those and try those out, but you never know. All right, last question, and we'll call it a day, and then I'll get back to the comment section as well. So what's the 5-year plan and 10-year plan? From my friend Foxtrot Films. 5-year plan, 10-year plan, I'll give you 2 things. So first thing is my career, and then second thing is exercise. In terms of my career, keep working as a real estate agent. Thinking through it, I probably won't become a broker because the minimum that you have to have is 2 years as a real estate agent or working in the industry in order to become a broker. But 2 years, it's not enough time, I think, in my personal opinion. Because I mean, think about it. When I was a recruiter, 2 years was when I started to get good, or I was good at like 1.5 years, 2 years, but there was just so much more to learn. So like broker part, probably 5 years after. So like 5-10 years, that's my 5-10 year plan. But keep working as an agent and keep killing it. YouTube videos, keep putting in more towards the YouTube videos. That'd be cool. 5-10 years, just keep putting in more, keep growing. Hopefully I can grow a couple thousand subscribers a year. I think I had really lofty goals. I was like, yeah, I'm going to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year, but nah, that ain't happening. If I hit 2,000, I would be very happy with that. So keep putting in work with that. And then in terms of my exercise, I really like ultra running, ultra endurance events right now. Just keep collecting the belt buckles. I want to have at least 1 belt buckle per year. So 100 cool challenge, like Murph challenge. And I want to do like super hard challenges, but also not crazy challenges like skydiving or anything with heights, climbing Mount Everest. I'm not about that life. But I am about running like, the Appalachian Trail or the other trails, right? That's like really cool for me. So I think ultra endurance events, they will be in my wheelhouse. And then also that belt right there, I want to get a new belt. I'm a blue belt right now in jiu-jitsu, but I want to keep putting in more work. So 5 years, hopefully I will be a brown belt, but I don't know. I mean, it's taking me, I haven't practiced jiu-jitsu with everything happening in a long time. So hopefully I'll be a brown belt in 5 years. And then 10 years for sure, I would like to be a black belt. But I just have to keep putting in the work. So that's it for my 5 to 10 year plan. All right. And getting back to the questions, and then we'll call it a day. What's cracking, Frank? Love your answer. Sorry for putting you on the spot. No worries, Francis. Because I have couple different modes. I have like my YouTube mode, and then I have my work mode, and I turn things really on and off pretty quickly. So it was like, okay, I gotta turn the real estate mind back on, because I definitely know, because I passed the test, right? So there we go. Frank, have you tried the Murph challenges? Yes, I did try the Murph challenge. I finished in, I forgot my time, but it was like 35 minutes. I want to say 33 to 38 minutes. It was something around those lines. I thought I could do all the pull-ups. So I ran the mile, and I was like, all right, cool. I ran at like 8:30, And then I was like, all right, let me do all the pull-ups at one time, and then all the push-ups at one time, and then all the squats at one time, like separately, and not breaking it all up. But that was a terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. I did all the pull-ups at one time, and then I went down to do the push-ups, and my arms, I couldn't like push up. And then I did the squats at one time, but I took a lot of breaks. I took a ton of breaks in between. So I think next time, because I want to do the Murph again, but I also did it without the vest, the 10-pound or 20-pound vest. I just did it with my body weight. So the next time I do it, I will be more strategic. I'll do it in like rounds. So I'll do like 10 pull-ups or like 5 pull-ups, 20 rounds of 5 pull-ups, and then 10 push-ups, and then 15 squats, or whatever that math works out to be. So I'm excited to try it again next time. I really want to get sub 30. I think I can hit sub 30. I think I was really close. I think it was around the 33, I want to say, but also, again, not too sure. So Lynn, thanks for dropping by, my friend. And there we go, 1 hour and 26 minutes so far. Thank you all for coming. This was really fun. Let me know if you have any questions. If you haven't already smashed that like button, I would appreciate if you did. And let me know down in the comments too if you have any additional questions for me. I'll include it in either one of my next vlogs that are coming up in the next couple days, and or a live stream. So the live streams are slowly getting better. I'm learning, I'm growing, and this channel is slowly getting better and better. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Peace to you all. See you all tomorrow.